Hello everyone and welcome to today's lesson. In this video we're going to talk about matrix multiplication and the dot product. First, let's take a look at the rules for matrix multiplication. The first rule we have is that order matters. Multiplying matrix A by matrix B is not equal to multiplying matrix B by matrix A. Most of the time you're going to get different results. The second rule that we have is the number of columns in matrix A must equal to the number of rows in matrix B. What it means basically, matrix A has 2 rows, right, and 3 columns, so the dimension is 2 by 3. And matrix B has 3 rows and 2 columns. So the number of columns in matrix A should equal the number of rows in matrix B. If those numbers are equal, we can multiply those two matrices. Okay, so the trick for this is to write the dimension of two matrices and then look at the inner numbers. If they are the same, we have 3 here, we have 3 here. If they are the same, we can multiply those two matrices. Okay, and the rule number 3, it's not as much as a rule, but more as a guidance. The dimension of the result matrix are gonna be the number of rows in matrix A by the number of columns in matrix B. So in this case, the trick would be looking at the outer numbers. So if we want to multiply matrix A by matrix B, we're gonna get 2 by 2. Awesome, let's take a look at a few examples to see if we can multiply some matrices. Okay, the matrix C, the dimension of matrix C is 2 by 2, and the dimension of matrix D is 2 by 2 as well. Okay, so let's see if we can multiply A and B. It has 3 rows. Matrix A has 3 columns, and matrix B has 3 rows. So in this case, we can multiply those two matrices, and the result will be 2 by 2. Hey, let's see if we can multiply matrix B and matrix A. Okay, so in this case, we have 2 columns and 2 rows, right? So we have 2 columns here and 2 rows here, which means we can multiply those two matrices, and we're gonna get the new dimension, and we're gonna get a matrix 3 by 3. Awesome. Okay, let's see the next example. Can we multiply a matrix B and C? Matrix B has 2 columns and matrix C has 2 rows, which means we can multiply those two. And the dimension we're gonna get is 3 and 2. Awesome. Let's see if we can multiply C and B. If we want to multiply matrix C and B, the matrix C has only two columns, but the matrix B has 3 rows, which means we cannot multiply these two matrices. So that would be undefined. And let's see if we can multiply matrix C and D. Two of them have the same dimension, so in this case we're going to get 2 and 2. Awesome, now let's talk about the dot product. So in order for us to multiply two matrices, we have to multiply each number from row A by each number in the column from matrix B. And then we have to sum it up. But first, let's see if we can multiply those two matrices at all. So the first matrix is 2 by 3, and the second matrix is 3 by 2. Awesome. So the numbers are the same, which means we can multiply those two. This is an official formula of how to multiply the matrices using dot product. I'm going to show you an easier example. Okay, so A multiplied by B will be next. So all we have to do is we're going to take the first number in the first row and multiply by the first number in the first column. Then we're going to take the next number and multiply by the next number in the first column. And then we're going to take this one and multiply by this one. And then we're going to sum it up. Awesome. Okay. After that, we're going to do the same, but with column 2. So we're going to take this number and multiply by 10, take 2 and multiply by 2, and take 1 and multiply by 0. So this is going to be our number B. Gonna write it like this. After that, we're gonna take a look at the next row. We're gonna take this 0 and multiply it by the number from the first column, by this 3. We're gonna take 4 and multiply it by 4. We're gonna take 5 and multiply it by 1. We're gonna sum it up, and it's gonna be our number C. And lastly, we're gonna take row 2 and multiply it by row 2. So we're gonna multiply 0 by 10, 4 by 2, 5 by 0. We're gonna sum it up, and that's gonna be our number D. Hey, this is it for the dot product. Now let's take a look at an actual example and multiply two matrices. Okay, so we have matrix A and matrix B. First, we have to check if they are the same dimension. So matrix A has 2 rows and 3 columns, and matrix B has 3 rows and 2 columns. The number of columns in matrix A equals to the number of rows in matrix B. The inner numbers are the same, which means we can multiply these two matrices. But what dimension we're gonna get? Let's look at the outer numbers. This one is 2, and this one is 2 as well. So we're gonna get, when we multiply A by B, we're gonna get 2 by 2 dimension. Awesome, and now let's actually multiply it. So we're gonna take 1 and multiply it by 5. Oops. Plus 2 multiplied by 0. Plus 0 multiplied by 3. So this is going to be our first number. Our second number is going to be 1 multiplied by 1. 2 multiplied by minus 2. And 0 multiplied by 4. And let's do exactly the same, but with the row 2. We're going to multiply 4 by 5 plus minus 1 by 0 plus 3 by 3. And let's multiply row 2 by column 2. Okay, so now let's multiply all of these numbers. It's going to be 5 plus 0 plus 0, 1 minus 4 plus 0, And now let's add them up. It's going to be 5 here, minus 3, 29, and 18. Awesome, so this is our result. A multiplied by B will equal to 5 minus 3, 29, and 18. This is it for this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned something new today, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.